Majority of Americans aware of new tariffs, but 40% aren't making any changes to purchasing behavior. Will this trend continue? Today on Here's the Scoop. Today's article comes from Retail Wire, and they're saying that, hey, you guys know about the new tariffs, but you're not making any changes to purchasing behavior. I don't know if I agree with that, but let's see what the article has to say. All right, so it says tariffs have been the buzzword of 2025 so far. Whether one works in the retail business or simply partakes of news headlines on a daily basis, whatever one's position on President Donald Trump's tariff policy, the fact remains that the ongoing trade disputes and or negotiations between the US and other nations are having an impact on the American consumer. Modern Retail and New York based consumer research platform Attest teamed up to conduct a survey of approximately 1,000 consumers on May 28th, on the eve of a U.S. Court of International Trade ruling that the president had overstepped his authority in issuing many of his tariffs. The results were interesting to say the least. Over three quarters, 76% of those polled indicated that they were either very familiar, 40%, or somewhat familiar, 36%, with the latest tariffs introduced by Trump. And of the total pool of respondents, more than half indicated that tariffs are harmful because they raise prices for consumers. The impact of said tariffs, however, doesn't appear to be slowing American consumers' spend, at least significantly. About half of those polled said that the tariffs on goods they purchase regularly might account for a bit of a price hike, and two-fifths, 40%, indicated that they would be making no notable changes to their existing buying habits. Guys, I think that's just because in reality, they haven't really seen the things that they genuinely love and purchase all the time go up in price yet. That's what I think. More than half of respondents were actually cheery about their personal financial portrait in the near future, with more than half of those surveyed suggesting that their checkbooks would improve by either a little or a lot over the course of the coming 6 months. Well, who are these people? Are these working class people or are these upper middle class rich people? That's what I would like to know. As the outlet underscored, however, this still left a majority of respondents who indicated that they would either be delaying anticipated purchases over higher prices or had previously purchased desired items to preempt the costs added by tariffs. Closing out the data roundup, when it comes to consumer product categories most likely to be affected by tariff concerns, Americans seemed most likely to single out clothing and electronic spending. That data jives with an earlier survey of 1,000 U.S. consumers carried out by the same entities, with 57% saying earlier this year that they had curtailed spending on clothing, while 45% said that they had cut back on buying electronics. Right now, while consumers say they are worried about tariffs, they don't appear to be sweating it that much, but that could change if prices increase further, Modern Retail concluded. Okay, so will a significant proportion, 40% of U.S. consumers, continue to spend as usual regardless of tariffs? I think no. Exactly. So look at this, 73% of the people voted with me in no. So, guys, what do you guys think below? Let me know in the comments below. Do you think this article is just a bunch of BS? I mean, really, because people are saying that they're going to keep spending, but I also think that this could potentially be some kind of gaslighting going on, right? Like, because realistically, tariffs are going to make the prices go higher. I just did a video literally a couple days ago about this, how about the stores that say they're raising prices due to tariffs, right? But I think a lot of people are not going to spend anymore. They're just going to stop spending. They're only going to buy essentials. And like all these votes here also said, 73% of these votes said that a significant proportion, 40% of U.S. consumers, continue to spend as usual regardless of tariffs. No, they're not. And I think that we got to be careful because, guys, some of these websites are going to start pushing out some articles where they're going to make you believe that things aren't really going to change as much, right? Some of these websites are going to tell you the truth. Other ones are going to, sprinkle in a little truth, a little lie, because they don't want you to stop spending, because that's how the economy thrives, from us spending. But if we don't have the money to spend, then we shouldn't spend. And that's just how I see it. You can't let people gaslight you into spending money that you don't have. That's the reason why a lot of Americans are in debt now, right? So let me know what you guys think about this in the comments. Do you agree with this article? Do you think that, this guy Nicholas from Retail Wire is gaslighting us, trying to make us believe that, people aren't really sweating these tariffs, like they're just going to keep spending and buying whatever they used to buy, whatever they regularly buy, and, it's all, nothing's going to change? Or do you think this is crap? Let me know in the comments below. I can't wait to hear what you guys have to say, and thanks for listening. I'll see you next time.